military weapon becomes tomorrow's peacetime instrument. Plastics will play as large a role in peace as they do in war. Here is a plane containing hundreds of plastic parts. Here, another bonded by plastics. This paratrooper floating down to welcome Mother Earth is depending on plastics to get him there safely. His parachute is made of nylon, a plastic. As for plastics in peace, here they are in our homes, augmenting our comforts, serving our needs. When we take to the open road, we find them again in our car. Plastic, plastic, plastic.
Scooped out of the Thames. This is the type of rubbish they regularly pull out of the river, and the majority of the debris is now disposable plastic bottles.
Hi, I'm Giancarlo, and this is my proposal that would solve many of the issues in this area. The site is located in a rapidly developing area of East London called the Docklands. As we can see from this chart, the growth has been unproportional to compared areas such as Canary Wharf and Greenwich. We can see the development that this area has had since 1945, where it used to be a historic landmark to the east of London, containing many docks. These docks were crucial to the development and growth of the area and provided jobs to the local communities. Nowadays, the area has developed into a largely residential block with large architectural interventions, such as the Thames Barrier Park, the ExCeL London Exhibition, and the Thames Barrier, which serves London as a huge environmental barrier for increased sea levels. After the closure of the nearby factories, many of which still remain, such as the Millennium Mills, the site has been abandoned and left with desire to work for the community again. From this historical understanding, we can derive a need and requirement for this area. The area must be repurposed and rejuvenated to provide a meaningful space for locals to utilize and revitalize the area. The slice that I will be focusing on for this proposal is centered between the London Exhibition Centre and the Thames Barrier Park. This places it in an ideal area between commercial and residential, bridging the gap between the two. The site is vast and open, and the nearby buildings create large areas of low pressured air, meaning it would be uncomfortable without intervention for human use. These set out a variety of environmental parameters that can be used and deduced in order to figure out whether the building needs to mitigate or be placed in an area with better overall comforts. Out of all of the environmental issues that I deduced from this area, the largest one was actually waste. As a Newham resident myself, I know the actual limitations and restrictions that come with recycling of the area, and this by far is the largest issue that Newham suffers across all of London, and it's the worst performing borough out of the entirety of London and continues to do so for the last few years. The London Hackpace aspires to directly transform this predicament into the critical success and expandability of the scheme. The project will host a series of crucial spaces in the hope to shift modern society from a consumer mindset into a circular economy lifestyle. It will be a hub for the local community to be able to produce, alter or repair products which they own or they plan to own with the facilities that are on site. The project will also host a series of exhibition space in each of the building, the biggest one being in the largest building, which is the polymer focus building, and this will allow for specific exhibitions to take place, attracting people from the nearby area such as the London Exhibition Centre, and driving in popularity to the area will always increase the overall prosperity of the local economy. The project hopes to become a beacon of hope to see how waste can actually turn into something useful, productive and culturally enriching. The first key part of the project will be a recycling factory. This takes residential and commercial waste and metamorphosizes into something that is usable. In this case, it will become the facade modules that will help to alleviate the strong winds and solar glare issues that will be regarding the site. The tectonics of the project will be composed of a timber structure and polymer facade. Synthetic polymer is a solution for the now and the present world, but I know and accept that it can't be sustained for the rest of our lives. And therefore, the project will house a series of spaces where scientists or individuals can experiment with new materials and more specifically focus on biopolymers that will be able to be used and represent the future of polymers and its use in architecture. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you thoroughly are excited as I am for projects like these to one day become a reality.